guys, welcome to Come Here Top Today we'll be looking at how to create a text caption effect in Cinema 4D. So let's now jump into Cinema 4D. Let's go now. So this is the workspace of Cinema 4D, and the first thing for us to do is to go to More Graph and then to More Text. And at the text box over here, let's change text to, let's say, Judge Not. You can choose to type anything at all of your choice, and let's hit anywhere. And under the alignment category, let's change this from left to, let's say, middle. And then let's change our font. So I'm going to use Geogota Sans Heavy. If you want to use the same font as mine, all you need to do is to go to thefont.com to download this beautiful font. So that is it. And then let's change the depth of the text to 50 centimeters instead of 20. And then let's hold down on the Alt key to pan this to the view mode like this. And then we can choose to zoom in and zoom out by holding on the minus on the keyboard for zooming out like this, and then plus for zooming in. So this is looking very good. The next thing for us to do now is to go to the caps menu over here, and then at the start, let's change it from cap to, let's say, finest cap. And then the end also, let's change it from cap to finest cap. And then let's change the steps from 1 to, let's say, 5 centimeters. And then the radius from 5 centimeters to 3 centimeters. And then let's change the ending part to, let's give it 5, and let's give the radius 3. So yeah, this is looking very nice. So now the next thing for us to do now is to go to More Graph once again and look for Voronoi structure. So there is our Voronoi structure. Let's click on it and then select More Text, drag this to the Voronoi structure like this, and then it will create a nice looking pattern like this for us. So now the next thing for us to do now is to make sure we go for our cube. Then let's drag this to fit our text like this. And now let's select the cube object over here, and then the segment, let's change it from 1 to, let's say, 100. And then select the VF. That's how I call it, the Voronoi structure. I call it the VF. And then under the VF like this, we have sources. Let's make sure sources is selected, and then let's drag our cube to the sources group like this. Then make sure the point generator distribution is unchecked like this. And then let's hide our cube by double clicking on it. So something like this. This is looking very nice and simple. The next thing for us to do now is to make sure we select the VF once again and go for More Graph Effector, and then let's choose random. So yeah, this is what we are looking for. Let's go for 4 out, and then let's go for shape. Click on this guy, choose linear, and then click on the orientation and choose +X. Let's go for the size over here and change it from 100 to, let's say, 200. And then let's go for the parameter. Make sure position is set to 100 for each. So I'm going to give this to 100 centimeters. The last one to 100 centimeters. And make sure rotation is also checked like this. And then let's give it a random number. So I'm going to call this 180 degrees Celsius. The same applies to this, 180. The last one, 180. So yeah, this is looking very nice and simple. So now while this is done, the next thing for us to do now is to make sure we select the VF once again, and then let's go for More Graph Effector, and this time we are going to choose plane. So yeah, let's go for the 4 out once again. Let's choose linear for the shape, then make sure orientation is set to +X. And this time around, let's go for 250 for the size. Hit enter, and then let's go for the parameter settings over here. Make sure position is unchecked, and then scale is checked. Then let's go for uniform scale, and this time around at the scale value over here, let's change it from 0 to -1, and then you are good to go. Now the next thing for us to do now is to make sure we select the plane and make sure our coordinates is set to 0 centimeters for all. So this is very important. And now let's now select the mode graph once again. Go to effector, and then let's choose group. So we are going to group these two guys by making sure we select on this, and on our keyboard we hold down on the shift key to select the other one, and then let's drag it to the group like this. So we have been able to group these two guys over here. So now the next thing for us to do is for us to animate our text. So this is what we've been able to create so far. This is looking very nice. So let's animate our text. So let's go to the timeline, and then let's move to, let's say, 10 frames over here, and let's zoom out a little. So while this is down, let's now drag our timeline key to, let's say, 50 frames, and then let's drag this to the ending part like this, and let's key. So when this is done, let's now drag this again to 90 frames like this, and then let's drag this to the back, and then let's key once again. So let's play what we've been able to do so far. So let's play this. Wow, this is looking very nice. Isn't this beautiful? So once this is done, the next thing for us to do now is to go to File, and then to Merge, to send us to our local root folder. And let's now click on the Cinema 4D Studio Lite. So yeah, while this is in, you can choose to zoom out by holding on the minus key like this to make sure all is in. Let's select the softbox over here and choose to drag it like this, and then let's select the overhead like this, then bring it to, let's zoom out a little, holding on the minus key, drag this down a little, bring it over here like this. Then let's zoom in by holding on the plus key. Let's select the softbox once again, drag it backwards a little. So yeah, so something like this is okay. Let's select the floor and background, and then drag that one too down like this. So yeah, something like this. It's also looking good. So now let's now bring in our Cinema 4D Merry Matte. So go to Create, and then Load Materials, and then Merry Matte. Double click on it to bring in our Merry Matte, and then let's hit on the VF, choose selection, then make sure inside faces is checked and outside faces is also checked. Then let's drag our first color to this place like this, and then our second color to this place like this. Let's select these and then drag these to the selection over here, serving as the outside face. Select the second color and then drag this to the selection serving as the inside faces. So that is it. Let's play this once again and see the difference. So yeah, we've been able to create a scattering effects in Cinema 4D. So yeah, this is looking very nice. And the next thing for us to do now is to go to the rendering settings and then make sure we go for effects, choose ambient inclusion, and then global illumination, and make sure our output, and let's make sure our frame rate is set to current frame, and our saved is very, very important. This is where you want to save your work. So let's double click on this particular guy over here, and let me call this Kwame. Save it, and then the format I want to use JPEG, and then let's sit on the anti-align, and then let's choose best. It exists, and then let's render this particular design. So that is it. If you really find my tutorial very helpful, make sure you follow me on YouTube at Kwame Otuah Films Tutorial, and also on Facebook at Kwame Otuah Film Tutorials, and also on Instagram at Kwame Otuah Film GH, and also on Twitter at Kwame Otuah Film GH. Thank you so much for sharing, commenting, and liking this tutorial. God richly bless all of you. I really appreciate it a lot. So let's now wait whilst our tutorial is almost done rendering. So that is it. So now stay blessed and be safe. Bye bye.